continuing my discussion with Misty Dodge, your finance director for the city of Fitchburg. Misty, welcome back to the show. How are you doing?
Doing good. Thanks again for having me.
You betcha. We're going to be talking about the inserts that have come with your tax bill. Also, these are available online at our website, fitchburgwi.gov. But it's a fun sheet because it breaks down a lot of what I would say are the commonly asked questions, and also gives you kind of a how did it happen in retrospect of what the work you've been doing there behind the scenes on our finances. So taking a look here in general, tell us what this includes as far as what's on our insert here.
Yeah, so the part I like to point out first is on the front of the insert, over on the right side, there are these fast facts. And we've been doing this for quite a few years now, and it's just interesting to see how things change from year to year between how the city has grown, how our value has changed, how many more parcels we have. It also talks about the average home and what that tax bill did. So here for 2022, for properties that were in Fitchburg as of the first of the year, the average home for Fitchburg for city purposes, their tax bill went down 2.9%, or about $75. But the overall tax bill, because remember, City of Fitchburg is just one portion of it, the overall tax bill, how that behaved depends on which school district you were in. So the average home in a Madison school district went down 2%. The average home in Oregon school district was really close to the same as last year as an overall tax bill. And properties that were in the Verona school district, their overall tax bill increased about 3%. So that information is all on here. It does have to talk about averages and average homes, and each property is unique, but we like to show some statistics for those averages.
It is kind of nice to get a kind of an overall picture of what happened across the city of Fitchburg, because when you're looking at your own bill, you're like, wait, what? But actually, in all reality, you're working collectively here on paying your portion. So let's break down just a couple of areas here that are on the insert. The first and most important one is, how do I pay my taxes, Misty?
Yeah, so a lot of property owners use escrow companies. So if you do use an escrow, it may come to us directly or it may go to you. If you get an escrow check sent to you, please double check and make sure who that check is made out to. So if it's made out to you and the city, we're going to need you to endorse that so that we can deposit that into our bank account. If it's made out to just the city, obviously that's fine, just get the check to us. Or if it's made out to you or the city, that also is fine, and we can deposit that. But if it's made out to both of us, please double check and make sure you endorse it so that we can process it appropriately. So escrow checks are very common. Just general checks are also very common. So we can take checks by mail. We are open during normal business hours, 7:30 to 4:30 if you want to come pay in person. You can also do online payments. Credit card payments are 2.75% convenience fee that has to be paid. But if you are willing to do an e-check or an ACH payment, it only costs you $1 to pay online. You'll get your receipt right away, and then we can import those into our system. So that is an option there as well. And then if you want to pay outside of normal hours but don't want to mail it in, we do have a 24/7 drop box in the foyer of City Hall. So you go into that first set of doors and there's a drop box there. You can't get into the second set into the building, but that foyer area is always open and you can drop payments there.
Remember, no cash in the Dropbox, though. We don't like cash in the Dropbox. When I read that story all the time, I'm always like, no cash. Now it's like it just instilled in my brain that you don't want to put cash in the Dropbox, or mail cash for that matter.
Exactly. If you want to pay by cash, you're definitely going to want to do that in person, just so you can get your receipt right away and have that documentation.
And follow-up question too, if you do it like it's done by escrow and you don't touch it, is there a way to get a receipt or confirmation? Should folks can they call the office and say, hey, Misty, did they pay me it yet?
Yeah, so there's ways to get an electronic receipt, which is probably the best option. So Access Dane, which is the county's website, that's where all of the tax bills are loaded. You can see all of the property information. We'll also upload all of the receipts there after we go through settlement. So any payments that the city of Fitchburg has in our hands by the end of December will be uploaded as receipts to Access Dane in the middle of January. And then any payments that we have by the end of January will be uploaded to Access Dane in the middle of February. So if you can be patient, that's the easiest way to do it. You would just look for your property You can search by key number, by name, by address, and there's a receipt that you can get there. If you don't want to wait for those to be uploaded, you could come into City Hall and we will print one for you and give it to you. Or if you may, or drop it off. If you include a self-addressed stamped envelope, we will print a receipt off and mail that off to you. But we do need you to put in that self-addressed stamped envelope if you want us to mail it out.
Thank you for breaking that down. Moving to the back side of our insert here, it's got more of the facts on the breakdowns. And again, these will look a little bit different if you're looking at the Town of Madison tax insert versus our insert here on the city of Fitchburg side. But what makes up a tax bill? We kind of talk about it when we break down the tax bill, but it definitely is helpful if you're a new homeowner. We had a lot of new homeowners take occupancy this year. Tell us about this breakdown.
Yeah, so while the city of Fitchburg collects and sends out the bills, the bulk of your tax bill actually goes towards the school district. So about 47% on average goes to the school district, and the city of Fitchburg is about 35% of the bill. Dane County and Madison College being the other two pieces. So we always include this pie chart so you can visually see what those different components are.
Yeah, it's good to understand that. And again, you can see that breakdown by each area on your tax bill for sure. What about change of address or name on the tax bill?
Yeah, so if you want to actually change the name on your tax bill or the property address, that would need to go through the county. But if you want to change your mailing address, that you could submit to us, either email it to us or check the box on your bill or your remittance when you send that in, and we can make that mailing address change.
Easy peasy. I like that. Lottery credit, really important. We pointed this out on the tax bill as well, but explain what it is and how you can get signed up for it.
Yeah, so anybody that lived in your property as of 1/1/22 as your primary residence, I want you to go to your tax bill, bottom right corner-ish, and make sure that you are receiving the lottery credit. The dollar amount varies each year and varies by school district, but right now it's about $300 that you can get as a credit off your bill, less money that you have to pay in taxes, all by filling out a very simple form. So make sure you're eligible. Again, primary residence as of the first of the year. If it's not on there and should be, give us a call. You can find the form on our website and just mail that really simple form in with your payment or bring it ahead of time, and we'll make sure you get your credit.
Fantastic. Another one that you'd see in your tax bill under what I would say is the net area of the tax bill would be the tax PU. Funny that it says PU, but really it is tax pickup. Tell us about this special charge.
Yeah, so tax pickup is a charge on most of the residential bills. So any single family or duplex homes do have this special charge on the bill. For this year, it's $228. It is an increase from last year of about 6% because of the additional cost that we're paying to Pelletary, who provides that trash and recycling service for us. But you'll see that on your bill. That is the charge for 2023's service.
All right, and that's good to know. And again, all of this there is just included in this insert. There are also some other things that I just want to point out that are not necessarily related to the tax bill, but kind of coincide with the year, and that would be the dog and pet license. So it's not actually on the tax bill, but is still something that you got to take care of.
Yeah, so in past years, we would have included a pet card, which was a form that you had to fill out to let us know that you had a pet, and it was your way to get a license for your dog or your cat. This year, we are transitioning to a new online system. So we are working through some logistics with there. We expect to have it ready to go soon, but those pet cards were not included in the tax bills because that's not the process being used anymore. And if you have questions on that, here's the website, fitchburgwi.gov/pet license, that has a lot of up-to-date information about, how we're going to use this new software, what you need to do to get your license, how it's going to work, and then also whether or not you need a license for your animal.
All right, perfect. Well, Misty, appreciate your time as always. As we wrap up here, again, your folks are there to answer questions. You can find these resources on the website at fitchburgwi.gov. But any final comments here when it comes to questions about your tax bills?
Just give us a call if you do have questions. The amount of taxes that we collect is all based on the budget that is adopted. So if you have questions about where your tax money goes, make sure to check out the budget documents for not just the city of Fitchburg, but also the school, the county, and the tech college. That's where you can see exactly where your money is being spent.
All right, Misty, thank you for your help as always. We'll check back with you next year.
Thank you, Jeremy.